Right, so this is your Taurus mid-month for the month of July 2002. I know I've been really behind on the individual sign readings. I am so sorry. Life has just been chaotic, especially this summer and especially the end of this year. It's just been something else. Or not the end, but the beginning and mid of this year has just been something else. I've been going through a ton, but I am hoping to be able to get these started in a more regular rotation. So I know this is mid month, so we're going to do this reading as mid-month, and we will start off next month with a full month of all signs or individual sign readings, and then we will do like mid-month bonus readings. So you guys will have like your standard all month reading, and then we'll do like a mid-month bonus to just kind of fill in any blanks that the original reading may have left, or if some energies changed, we will go ahead and be able to kind of pinpoint it at that time. Some announcements are if you are looking to schedule a personal reading with me, you will not be able to reach me via social media inboxes. So, no Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or anything like that, guys. I'm trying to keep those inboxes free of that and scheduling away from all social medias because of the heightened fake uh, profiles that are reaching out to people and soliciting readings. That is something I would never ever do, never have done, never will do. So please, if somebody is reaching out to you with my photos, videos, or anything like that, or any type of looky alikey like me, don't go and send them money to their fake Cash Apps, Venmos, or otherwise, and hoping to get a reading scheduled, because those are not me. I would never reach out to you and offer you that in any regard. I don't do spell work or anything like that. Like, somebody had gotten conned for quite a chunk of money because it was supposedly like, I was drawn to read your cards and it says that you have a curse on you and blah blah blah. I hate that stuff. I don't do that stuff. So, not that I hate spell work or anything like that. I hate people that prey upon people that are in vulnerable situations. That might think like, hey, I'm having some bad luck, and so I have this curse, and according to this person that I trust because I'm subscribed to her channel. I don't reach out to anybody and offer readings. You have to contact me directly, and all that information is located in the description box below, including pricing and the email address, which is the only place you can schedule a reading at from here going onward. I know I used to schedule some in my Twitter inbox, but it got a little chaotic and a little difficult because I get a lot of messages. So if you need to reach out to me for scheduling specifically, you need to do that via email only. I won't be able to respond to the ones, I will respond to your messages, but I'm going to just refer you to my email address to schedule that anyway. So the big reason for that is because it's also hooked to my Outlook planner. So I have everything written there. It pops up on the daily for me, lets me know what appointments I have and everything. And if you do it through Twitter or Instagram or anything like that, it doesn't, it doesn't cross over to my scheduling system. So it's a little more difficult for me to have to remember or write things down or whatever, and it gets chaotic, and I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So, just go through the email. It makes it so much easier. Alrighty, on with the reading for Taurus for this month. So, we're going to be using the original 1909 tarot, the Tarot Original 1909, which is this one right here. And as a clarifying deck, we are going to be using the Radiant Rider-Waite in the tin because it's smaller, and I'm running out of space on my desk. So, yeah, we're going to be using a palm deck, which is this one. And then we're going to close off the reading with some letters and numbers, see if anything kind of pops up for you and makes a little bit more sense, whether it be initials or birthday numbers or anything like that. Hey, if you play the lottery, maybe one of those will pop up in the next quick pick for you. So, Taurus, let's see what's going on for you for the rest of the month of July. And these readings are pretty general and they may not resonate with everybody. So if that is the case for you, please check your moon and ascending or rising signs, as those may resonate with you better. Oops, that popped out. We'll take it. And one more for Taurus. So let's see what additional messages we have for you this month, Taurus. Yes, I still have a tiny touch of my cough still. If you can believe it, I'm like 5 weeks out from that dreaded virus. And I still, it's not as bad. It just, you know, like I said, when I talk a lot, I'll cough. Okay, Taurus. So the overall energy for the reading, you have the Star card. So a lot of wish fulfillment here. You know, this might be, you've been really reaching out for something. You've been really concentrating on aligning yourself with energies and pulling things in. This is a lot, you know, this could be a lot of manifestation going on here, things like that, you know. But sometimes when this card comes out, I tell people, like, you know, the universe is listening to you. So if you're asking the right questions, you're going to get the right answers, and you're going to get the things that you might even be asking for. So this could also mean that this is something that you brought upon yourself. You know, it can kind of have a little bit of a tone of karma to it. So we've got the Page of Swords, the Hermit in reverse, the Six of Wands in the reverse, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, Taurus. So, you know what? When we go into things haphazardly, and we don't sit there and spend the time to pay attention to what we're walking into, we tend to kind of fall on our face a little bit. We look a little bit more unprepared for things, and that's what I'm really getting from this. Is you went into something thinking that you were going to be able to handle it, but you may have been just a little unprepared, and it's causing you to feel like, oh crap, I kind of made myself look foolish right now. But you know what? It's also a lesson learned. And you know what? You're going to be able to pick yourself back up and handle yourself, dust yourself off, and realize, like, you know what? That might not have been the smartest idea, but at least I can say I did it. You got the story, right? So that's what I'm kind of seeing from this. You won the t-shirt. That type of thing. But you know, with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, it's also made you feel like, you know what, yeah, I may have walked away from this a little less scarred than I anticipated, but I really don't have the drive or ambition to really go forward and, you know, kind of do what I should be doing. You know, like, you're kind of like, this is kind of like you've gotten to a fuck it moment, right? Okay, and that's kind of what I'm seeing with this. But yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of a chaotic reading. The energy of it in and itself, not the reading in itself, but the energy is very chaotic. Of like, there's a lot of push and pull, is what I'm seeing here. But you got the Wheel of Fortune card here in the upright, so like that's bringing in good shit, you know. And you got the Star card here, and you know, Taurus, like, not everything is always, it's not always as bad as it looks, you know. Sometimes you kind of have to go with the ebb and flow of things, you know. And if you're, if this is a relationship reading for Taurus, you know, you may have gone into one that somebody may have dishonored your trust a little bit, or a lot rather, and it really dented your ego. And that's what I'm seeing on this one. This might have been like, oh my God, this person was so gorgeous. Everything looks so great. This is exactly what I wanted. And you found out maybe it wasn't really what you wanted. Like, it can, and the thing is, it can have a good balance to it. Like with that Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Swords in the reverse, it can have, if done properly, if you go into this with a proper mindset, it can be a really good thing. But I think you're going into it with a certain want or need or something like that that is ending up not really playing, it's not really playing the vibe for you. Like, it's causing a lot of backpedaling versus forward movement. But let's look into what is this Three of Swords right here. Let's clarify this Three of Swords. Like, why is this here? Why is the Three of Swords in reverse here? Control. Okay. You need to take a break from love. You know what, you're like, no, I got this, but you really don't. With the Four of Swords in the reverse, it's telling you, like, you know what, you need to really, you haven't been, so you need to be taking a break from some shit. Like, the relationships just aren't really like what your focus should be on right now. And your focus really needs to be on lessening your burdens, okay? Not carrying more of them, all right? So lessen these burdens, you know? And that's what it's kind of telling you. Like, the control factor is like giving you the illusion that this is better when it may not be, all right? You need to take a break from some stuff, all right? Because that's what's really making you carry this interesting energy forward. And what's, you know, it's not really like, you're not shocked, you're not, you know, you ever have those situations with somebody where you're like, yeah, it hurts, but I'm not surprised? Like, that's kind of what you have, but that's also because you gave them the ability to do that. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune real quick. Okay, so you know what? Not every commitment has to be the commitment. You need to stop fighting the energies and realize that there's a lot out there for you that benefits you really, really well. Like, it may not always be, with the Two of Cups in reverse, you're looking for something that is like, dare I say, soulmate energy or twin flame or whatever people want to call it, whatever hyped up new age terminology it has. Um, Not everything is about that. Not every relationship is meant to have this, you know, we breathe the same air out of the same lungs, like we're our bodies are one and our soul, like, stop that. Stop it. You're each a person. You are each a person, and you are each a person in and of yourself, and together you form a relationship, all right? You don't sit there and be like, my other half or my better half. That's implying that you're not a full person. You know, you very much are. And coming into this, you know, in relationships in general, not necessarily coming into a relationship, but in partnerships, relationships, whatever you want to consider this, um, you really have to pay attention to the fact that you don't want something that is codependent in nature. You don't want that, you know, need factor. And a lot of people go, and especially nowadays, a lot of people go into relationships because it's like, I need something, I need to feel better, I need a partner, I need. No, you need to, you know, be what you need in and of yourself. You need to be what you need. And when that other person comes into play, it's like they're just joining the party that's already existing. And those are how long term, well balanced relationships are formed. They're not formed based off of need. All right. I know that there are some people that can have long term relationships and have that need factor. Oh, he came into my life when I needed him the most, and blah, 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 blah. Um, he helped me so much. She was my savior, all this other, you know what I mean? You want to come into relationships, partnerships, anything in this world as a full balanced person, because you don't want to have to rely on that other person's energy, life, situations, decisions, or anything like that to determine your life course and determine the balance within yourself, because there's no guarantees in this world, and we're definitely not guaranteed, you know, how long our lives are going to be or anything like that. So if you're, you know, my partner's the reason I live and breathe, and something happens to them and they're no longer living, that leaves you very, very lost and very, very impacted and very, very landlocked where you're at. Like, you won't be able to even enjoy a sunrise without, I mean, yeah, it's painful regardless when you lose a loved one, but you'll be so locked within yourself that you can't move forward because that person isn't there, that you will deplete yourself. You will deplete your possibilities and your chances in this world, and you don't want to do that, okay? So, let's go ahead and clarify the Page of Swords really quick. Hey everyone, I know that there's a few people in the chat, and I don't mean to ignore anybody, but I just am paying attention to the reading. You guys know how it goes. You know what's funny is your Page of Swords clarifier is the Page of Swords. Alright? Don't be a liar. Don't be full of shit. Alright? And that's the Ace of Swords in reverse is a full of shit card. And this is just really going with everything I just said. Going into something haphazardly, going into something, going into a relationship or whatever, kind of, Page energy is juvenile energy. It's not a lot of movement. It's more of like a young kid vibe. This is like your raunchy teenager. You're like rowdy teenager that, does things when they feel like it. And Ace of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Swords in the upright, that's your like aha moment. This is your aha opportunity, truths, and new envisionments, things like that. In the reverse, this is like shady energy almost. This is like manipulations, lies. It's like it looked good, somebody presented it well. It's like a pyramid scheme type crap, and that's why I call it, this is lying energy. It's false energy. And then you got the Ace of Cups. So if you're going into something being fake and you coming into something new and really intriguing and beautiful, and you coming into it being nasty, you're going to create nasty within that relationship or within that situation. Don't do that, because that's just you're shitting in the Kool-Aid, okay? It's not going to be a good time. Alrighty, so let's get some advice from the universe going forward. Let's just get some advice moving forward, and then we'll close it off with some letters and numbers to kind of tie it all in. Let's see what we got. So advice moving forward for Taurus for the rest of the month of July 2020. Very interesting reading, Taurus. Hopefully that resonated in some capacity, but if it didn't, check your moon and rising sign, as those may apply to you a little bit more profoundly. And if not, take what resonates, leave the rest. Not everything may be meant for you, and this reading may not be yours this week. You can always check back at another time for another reading, next month or whatever. Or you can join me for the All Signs reading later on this evening at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. See if something resonates for you there. So, advice moving forward is not to move forward. You know what? You need to stop. You need to stop trying to like go into new avenues at this time, Taurus. You need to kind of work with what you got right now. You need to put the brakes on yourself and be like, instead of moving forward into the new relationship, into new energies, I need to kind of pay attention to the energies that I'm working with here. And you got the Page of Pentacles, which is a little bit more grounding energy, but it's, you're coming out of like, you're kind of, you got that little, F-boy energy, or F-girl energy. And right now is the time for you to kind of develop what it is you truly want. And what direction is you're truly going, because the only way to really ascend is to actually grow yourself. And if you're going to continue with the same energies that, always brought you those results that you didn't want, you're going to, things are going to change. You can't keep repeating the same stuff expecting new outcomes. It's not going to work, okay? And so take a breath. Don't be jumping into new relationships. Work with yourself right now. That's the best advice that's going to be coming forward for you, Taurus, right now, or to the Taurus that this applies to. Work with the energies that you have right now. Work with who you are right now. Get rid of the things that you don't want in your life or don't like about yourself. Start paying attention to what it is you may want in the long term and changing you in order to bring that in. All right. So let's see what numbers and letters for Taurus, July 2022. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Ooh, a blank tile. I love this. So you can kind of fill in the blank yourself. Alrighty, Taurus. You've got 2 N's, an A, an I, an E, a G. You got you got 3 1s, 4 1s, and a 2. So if those apply to you, new beginnings. Look at the numerology stats, if ones apply to you somehow, but if those initials apply to you somehow, even better. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for joining me for your July mid-month reading. It was a pleasure. Look forward to your August reading coming up at the beginning of the month. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that thumbs up. I appreciate every single one of you for joining me on this live stream and for continuing to support me in your utmost. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you. You guys stay blessed and take care.